You're not overweight because of your diet plan or the exercises you're doing or all these different tactics and methods that you keep trying to flip flop and do. And that's a mindset that I used to have, and that's a mindset that a lot of people have, and it's hard to break it and really understand why you're not making progress. And it's not because of your diet. It's not because you're doing the wrong thing. You're overweight. You're not in shape. You're not where you want to be because you don't have a system in place. You're not where you want to be because you're not consistent right now. And that doesn't come from your diet. That doesn't come from the training. That doesn't come from what you're doing or what the plan is. It's because you don't have a system that keeps you on track. It's because you're not staying on track consistently. It's because of consistency. Listen, once you know what to do, once you know what to eat, once you already did hours of research, it's not about your diet anymore. It's not about changing things anymore. It's not about the it's not about whatever method you're trying to do. It's about the discipline. And once it becomes about the discipline, it's more about the system and the routine that you follow day to day. You need to apply a system. See, back when I was overweight, there's times where I knew everything I needed to do. There's times where I knew the diet. There's times where I knew the training routine. There's times where I knew the plan. There's times where I knew exactly what I needed to do, but I didn't do it because I was getting low amounts of sleep. Because I wasn't waking up and boom, getting straight to work, getting to my routine. Because I wasn't going to the gym too consistently, because I wasn't actually following the plan. It's not about what the plan is. It's about you actually following it. So let me tell you a story. It was a few months ago where I crashed out, right? You know, I stopped working on my business. I stopped working fully on my fitness, and I just wasn't doing the best. And it's because I was getting 5 hours of sleep every night. It's because I was waking up, hitting cold showers. Now, cold showers aren't a bad thing, but when you're extremely fatigued and you gotta wake up and you gotta get in the cold shower and you gotta do this, do that, you become so hesitant. You become so drained doing things like that. And I was pushing myself to the absolute limit, but I wasn't resting. I wasn't getting my rest, which was the most important part. I wasn't taking care of my mindset. I wasn't taking care of the things that needed to be taken care of. And all I was doing was focusing on the fitness process. I was focusing on the goal. I was focusing on making money. I was focusing on getting all the results that I wanted in life. But I wasn't focused on actually resting, healing, and building a system. And because of that, I crashed, right? Because of that, things went south. I ended up in worse shape. I ended up having my business kind of almost destroyed. And I ended up having a lot of downsides, but not really any upside. And the thing is, I had to realize that it wasn't about my process anymore. Because I had the process. I was going crazy. It wasn't about it was about my discipline, but it wasn't about the plan that I had in place. Or it was, but I had to think outside of that plan, and I had to make an even better plan. It wasn't about the diet. It wasn't about the workouts that I was doing. It wasn't about that anymore. It became about my rest. It became about my healing, my sleep. It became about the more important things. It became about my mindset. I had to look into my mind, and I had to make sure that I was doing the right thing. I had to make sure that I had the ability to do the right thing. I had to get my 9 hours of sleep. I work out so hard, I cannot go on less than 9 hours of sleep. That was destroying me. That literally made me lose progress in the gym just because of the sleep. I had to make sure I was hitting the protein. I had to make sure I was waking up and doing the right thing, getting that positive reinforcement. I had to make sure that I was in my mind and I was being healthy with myself. See, it was no longer about me knowing what to do. You only need to figure out what to do after like a week. Like, it only takes like a week to figure out, oh, okay, this is what I have to eat. This is what I have to train. This is how I have to sleep. This is how I have to do it. But it takes so much longer than that to actually implement it. It's actually difficult to actually implement the things that you've learned. And you need to learn implementation instead of just learning things. You need to learn how to implement things instead of learning things. That's a skill that will give you any result you want in life. Once you learn how to, okay, boom, extract information and then boom, implement on it instantly. Once you know how to actually implement and stay consistent and do those things day after day. Once you know how to actually build a process to where you can do things day after day, nothing can stop you. I built a process so that I could, boom, upload videos, boom, hit my workouts, boom, do what I gotta do. Boom, take care of my clients, boom, take calls, boom, do what I gotta do. But I made a process to do it. Once you make a process, it's virtually impossible that you can fail. When you leave it up to chance, you are almost definitely, certainly going to fail. when you leave it up to chance, when you wake up with no schedule, when you wake up with no plan, when you wake up. I schedule out every single day. Every single day, but on a Sunday, I schedule out my week. And that's because it gives me a process. I wake up and I know what to do. I wake up and I know what to conquer. I know what to accomplish. I know what my goals are for the next day. I know exactly what I need to do. And without the process, I would just wake up, get ready, eat, waste time. I would be floating. I would just look at the time and watch reels and go to the gym whenever I felt like it. But no, I have a plan. I have a process to where if I don't go to the gym now, I might not have the time. If I don't do what I got to do right now, I might not have the time because I have a process, because I have a plan, because everything's set out for me. You need to understand that. You need to be urgent. You can't just sit around and just let shit take care of itself. You need to be urgent. You are never going to get in shape. You are never going to lose weight. I lost 80 pounds, bro. I lost 80 pounds and I completely transformed my physique. Helped other people do the exact same thing. You are never going to do that if you do not have a plan, a process in place that holds your life together. And you might say, it's not even restrictive. People like to complain and say, oh, it's restrictive. Oh, it's, I don't know how to, live on a plan. Like, you can implement things that you want. You can hang out with your family. You can go out to eat. You can put that down in the process. But you shouldn't be waking up to nothing. You shouldn't be waking up not knowing exactly what you should do today. You should have a plan for the day. You should have a process. You should know. You should have your system. And that's why, every single day I wake up and I have my process now. For the people I work with, I have their process down. We have their process down. We have all of our processes locked in because we know that this is the way to improve and make progress in life. I want you to go to Google Calendar right now and build out a calendar. That's your actionable step for this video. If you made it this far, then you know that you need a system. You know that you need a process. Go to Google Calendar right now. Schedule out your week. Implement it. Because if you don't implement right now, then this information is going to leave you and you're not going to make any progress. The people who actually reach success get an idea and then implement it right after. There's zero time between idea and implementation. The tighter the squeeze between idea and implementation, the greater your success. It's inversely proportional. When you get an idea and you boom, act, you will be successful. But when you get an idea and you let it wait, or you say, I'll do it later. I'll finish my food. I'll finish this. I'll do that. Next thing you know, it's nighttime. You didn't implement it. Next thing you know, the idea probably left your ass. Next thing you know, things are going a different way. Get an idea, implement it. Build a process, implement it. You need to learn to implement. You need to implement. People, if you're not where you want to be, it's because you fail to implement. I'm sorry, but, as long as you're implementing and as long as you're learning, you're going to be improving. So if you're not improving, you're not implementing the right way. I appreciate you for watching through the video. Interact at the bottom if you got any value. It really helps me. It boosts my algorithm and everything. The first link in the description is to book a call with me to get your process right. One-on-one guidance with me to lose at least 10 pounds of fat and completely reform your mindset. And the second link is my Instagram for value that you don't get here.